Hey Steve, how's it going? Straight in there, man. Good to see you. Have you thought about picking up Magic yet? As soon as you're in here? Right, I'm gonna go straight in, mate. I'm gonna go straight in. Hope you can hear the audio and me alright. Seems to be picking it up. Right, we're going to try and make a push to gold today. Try and get up there. So we've only put like, what, 6 hours in? No, not even that, because we didn't do it on the third day. We did division instead, so we put 4 hours in. And we've gone up quite a few ranks. This seems good. We've got all 3 colours here. And 3 lands, plus plenty of things to play. Got our absorb here, so we can gain back the life we're going to lose in the run-up. Or at least some of it, anyway. Sure. This is probably something that has to die pretty quickly. Gonna hold up cast down for this. See what we get from him. Probably a 3rd land and another Pride Mate or something like that. But he's got to decide whether he wants to put it out now, if he wants to gain the life. He doesn't, which means he's got something else coming out, but that's fine. We've got stuff to deal with it. Clear that out. Take the 1 damage. Goes up to 22. Here, I don't really want to take the 2 life and go down even further. So I'm going to play the island. Which gives me absorb mana, gives me mortify mana. Kind of stabilised a little bit here, so he didn't play anything on the last turn. So that we can almost certainly want to counter that. Counter in the early game, gain 3 life, go back up to 19, slows him down a bit. He decided not to attack with Healer's Hawk there for some reason, no idea why. So I think we go, let's get our 2 white sources out. Got the Shrine, and then we got mana up for Mortify on the next turn. We can use it to get rid of this. He goes for the 5th land, Dawn of Hope, enchantment. Whenever you gain life, you may pay 2 if you do draw a card, and you can create tokens off it. So I'm going to let this resolve, and fortunately Mortify deals with enchantments as well. So what I don't want is for him to... Don't really want him to draw a card. So this is going to go straight away before he even deals damage to me, because as soon as he deals damage he gains life and he can drop this ability on the stack in response to my like a removal spell. That's what I'm trying to say there. Watery Grave can come out tapped. So we're kind of staggering the life usage that we're doing here. We've got more removal. We've still got to be careful that his life gain doesn't get out of control, but I think for now we're doing okay. We've managed to keep up pretty well. Remember, another creature with power 2 and spat field, you may pay 1 if you do draw a card. Okay, sure. So I think we go Mortified to get rid of this turn. To get rid of the flyer. And then we can deal with Mentor of the Meek in the next turn. Oh, look at that. A great little pull there. We don't have to waste the Vraska's Contempt on Mentor of the Meek. We can just cast it down, which is good. Also leaves us 4 up to go for the Chemist's Insight too. Okay, we want to make sure that he doesn't get this trigger. He has to enter the battlefield. So far he's only cast it, so in response we will knock down Mentor of the Meek, which means he doesn't get to apply the trigger, he just gets a bird. Let's go to end of our turn. We'll draw a bunch of cards. I say a bunch, it's not really a bunch, is it? But, you know, get a couple. Thought Erasure doesn't really help us here. We go into our turn, what do we draw? We draw a Gate. Drowned Catacomb comes out. I think what we probably do is we use Chemist's Insight on the next turn and discard Thought Erasure. We might use Vraska's Contempt here to get rid of this, but it's a 1-1, it doesn't really bother me too much. I'm fine if he hits me once more. I want to see what he plays after this. If he doesn't play anything, then maybe we just Vraska's Contempt this. Ditch it. He's got some kind of instant to play in response. He's got something he can play at the end of his turn. Yeah, sure. I don't think this is a land. He would have played it if it was a land. What have you got? Settle a Wreckage, dump it to the bin. Watery Grave can go to the bin, don't need it. We need a win condition, ideally. So we'll see what he does here. End of this turn, we want to use Chemist's Insight, probably dump Thought Erasure to the bin. Really depends on what he does with this card. Deciding. Oh, it's an extra land. Good stuff. So we could just dump Thought Erasure now. At the end of his turn. He's got nothing in hand for us to get. So we'll pick up 2. This is our 3rd Thought Erasure. Okay. Into our turn. Search for his counter can come out immediately. I'll transform on the next turn. Isolated Chapel can come out. We don't need to use that, so we'll pass into his turn. Hopefully this will transform and this will give us an opportunity to dig for things like Teferi and all that kind of business. Have we got enough? Yeah, we've got 9. Cool. Played a bunch of stuff already this game. 39 cards left in deck, plenty of materials to play with. Ideally a Teferi off the top would be nice, but We'll see what he's got. We do have protection for Teferi in the gate. He's really trying hard to rope this. Another land, wow. Yeah, I'd be salty as well. Right, that can hit the graveyard, we don't need that. We transform this so that we can dig into our deck. Godless Shrine can come out. Then we will dig. See what we get. There's our Teferi. And I don't think he has any other removal. Plays mostly creatures, right? So we'll just drop him out. But we can untap too anyway.
I can no longer stand by and keep up the pace.
Off the top. Untap these two. There's on a gate mana. Just in case he happens to have removal. Which I don't think he will. Just playing white weenie, so there's not really too much depth to the deck. It's be explosive from the start, which we saw. Double Pride Mate and Healer's Hawk, Mentor of the Meek, Dawn of Hope. We saw a lot of explosive cards there, but it just didn't quite work out. Unfortunately, since then he's drawn all the land in the world, and he's not really got anything to accelerate through. I assume this is another land as he's roping. Maybe not. Let's drop Isolated Chapel out. Let's play Thought Erasure and see what he's got. Invoke the Divine. Drop our island to the bin. Don't need it.
Let's skip to the good part.
Another Thought Erasure. That's to the end of our turn. He's up to 6. Untap our tapped lands. I think we're just going to get roping every turn now. Hey Ross, how's it going, mate? We're back in business, we're playing some more Magic. And this is our first game. First round of the first game. Ah, there we go, there's the 10th land. The Magician called Dave. Oh yeah, slinging cardboard on a Saturday. It's going good. He's playing White Weenie, which is just mono. It's essentially the white version of mono red aggro. Let's have a dig, see what we get. Let's take an absorb, counter spell, protection. There's another Teferi. Go up one.
No time for a break.
Hallowed Fountain can come out. Then we can pass to the end, untap our Hallowed Fountain, and go. He loves it secretly. -8 to recast, yeah, probably. He's got nothing going on really, and he's roping every turn, so I think he's just trying to delay the inevitable, to be honest. So we want to go up one on the next turn, and the turn after that, -8, drop Teferi again, +1, draw a card, then we can use our search for his counter and, you know, pick out another card. Does this draw a card actually? No, it doesn't. I think this only works if you draw a card. So if you're wondering, the difference between drawing a card and what his counter does is this puts it into your hand, so it doesn't trigger the emblem of Teferi. He got another land. He must be incredibly salty. I know I would. I would be, definitely. +1.
We need to move quickly.
Is our Chemist's Insight? We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we're at hand limit. It's good. Russ says I also need to scrim you to practice against Esper, please. Yeah, no problem, mate. We'll sort it out. Do you want to do it now, or do you want to do later on? Once I've had a chance to lather up and all that kind of business. Just let me know. Right, let's go into our turn. It's +1. Oh no, that was wrong. We didn't want a +1. We wanted to -8. Ah! Reflex. Okay. We're going to dump this to the bin. No, we're going to dump Thought Erasure to the bin. Silly. Oh, it's to go gold. Yeah. That was pretty bad, man. That was pretty bad. This can go, and this can go. We don't need these. It's okay. We can keep our Teferi then. It's fine. We probably shouldn't, actually. We probably shouldn't keep Teferi. Because we want to get the immediate trigger. -8 to... Big mistakes. It won't cost us here, though. Ooh, what's he got? Nothing. Okay. -8 is our emblem. This will be the surrender now. Oh, sirens going on outside my window. Ross says, I've yet to see Mono White on MTG Goldfish, but not played versus yet. It's an old archetype from the start of the last set, really. It doesn't really see too much play anymore. There we go, there's a sacrifice. So we roped for about 7 turns and then just gave up. So yeah. Okay, so what do we wanna take out here? Negate isn't massively. We know he's okay, he's just gonna go. Fine. What I was gonna say was we don't really need negate. So we could have dropped that out and we could bring in probably better to have the absorb in there. And maybe pull out Basilica Bellhaunt or something like that. So we're up to silver 2. Good stuff. Wait, did we get a pack there? We did get a pack. Let's open a pack. No one likes playing versus Esper. Yeah, nobody ever has, mate. It's one of those archetypes that has just never been liked by many people for a long time because it always has a really dodgy win condition that essentially revolves around protect win condition, then win. You know, make sure there's no holes in your plan or your strategy, and then put the win condition out. I got a rare wild card then, didn't I? So I've still got more lands to get hold of. Let's just double check the list on Goldfish. Oh, that's a different list to mine, but that runs triple Vraska's Contempt. I kind of like my list though. What was the one I built? I think we just need 4 of all the dual lands, really. I could get another Vraska's Contempt, but I'm more interested in getting the multi-lands at the moment. Ross says, I also am confused. I've got 4 rares, lacking commons and uncommons at the moment. Oh, really? That's interesting. They seem to be a bit easy to get though, so hopefully with just a bit more playtime and smashing through some weekly rewards, that'll come in. That unmoored ego I haven't got hold of yet. Right, let's make our way towards another land. So we'll take. We've got lots of white. Let's take a drowned catacomb. And then we can take out a swamp. 2 islands, a swamp, a plains. And we're starting to get to the point where the land is incredibly stable. Straight back in. See what else we come across. That's not too bad. We've got cast down to play. We've got our double black here, so we just need any other land, preferably a blue, and then we can play absorb or mortify or anything. Yeah, seems okay. Oh, that wasn't what I wanted to play. I thought that was a different one. Right, we'll have to pay 2 white for this now, unfortunately, but that's fine. We'll go in with this initial play and see what he's got. Nexus of Fate, which just shovels into a turn his library. And I forgot this isn't banned in best of 3, is it? Thought Collapse, counter target spell, and then mills for 3. Mass Manipulation, that's going to take him a while to get to. Ixalan's Binding, that'll be good against things like Teferi, but we can get rid of enchantments with things like Mortify. So I think Thought Collapse hits the bin. Search for his counter stays on the top. We can play that in the next turn. Doesn't look like he's going to do anything. So, and we need another 2-cost card to sequence into this turn. Try and make up for the misplay that I had on the previous one. And start filtering these cards out off the top of the deck. He's got lands. He's got plenty of lands. So he's got his 4 there ready for his mass manipulation. But he needs at least double that. What does this do? This can stay on the library because I need another land. Whenever you draw a card, each opponent puts the top 2 cards of their library into their graveyard. So this is just blue-black mill, isn't it? That's all it is. For what's he gonna do? I think we get rid of this. Make sure that he can't mill us too much, and then we'll see what he does. He might go with the Ixalan's Binding to get rid of this, but I feel like that would be a waste. Okay, fine. I think that's a waste, but considering that can get rid of Teferi, I think that's not the optimum move. And we have like 2 more of those enchantment destroying cards that we can put out. There's our mana for Chemist's Insight. We don't need that at the end of our turn. An auto pass. I have no problem with that going out. He draws a card. He was setting up that enchantment for this. Hey Zaj, how's it going, man? Hope you're doing well. Good to see you back in here. Right, I don't want him to have search for his counter, so I am going to counterspell that. Zaj, I haven't had a chance to have a go at your card game yet. I've been incredibly busy at work, and I've just started streaming again this week, so I'm sticking with Magic for now, but I will give you a shout when I'm ready to have a crack at it. Okay, we're going back into our turn. We didn't let him get search for his counter out. So we go back into the end of his turn, end of his phase, Chemist's Insight. He's probably got a counter spell up for this, but I'm okay with that. You know, if he wants to counter spell this, that's fine. If he doesn't, we draw 2. We draw into a Thought Erasure, which will let us have a look at his hand and rip something out. We'll play Isolated Chapel. Then we'll go into Thought Erasure, use one of these blues. See what he's got. Cleansing Nova, destroy all creatures, destroy all artifacts and enchantments. I mean, he's most welcome to play that if he wants. What I don't want him to do is gain control of creatures and planeswalkers, so we'll get rid of that. Teferi stays on top. And that leads us into the next turn. Do I want him to have that? Probably not. I think taking an extra turn at this point, just like if I stop him doing this, it just completely like stops him in his tracks, really. So he might have stuff to kill Teferi, but at this point I'm not too fussed. This is my first one, so we're going to go straight in there and just slam it down, windmilling onto the table.
Sorry I'm late.
I like those emotes, they're really cool. I also like the Stellar as well, Ross. You know, it's good.
Hold that thought.
So we're going to +1, we're going to draw a card. Here's our Godless Shrine. Untap these two, just in case he decides to play some kind of creature. Is that legendary? It is legendary, unfortunately. When it enters the battlefield, each opponent can't cast instant sorcery plays during that player's next turn. Whenever it attacks, you may pay 2 blue and a white and X. If you do, yeah, okay, fine. That's certainly interesting. So we're going to have to -3 Teferi to get rid of that, I think. Because I don't think there's anything else. I can't play a spell on my next turn. So that is going to be a -3 to get rid of that. Because otherwise it's just going to hit Teferi and kill it anyway. So we'll get rid of it now. Put a stopper at the end of this turn, try and play Chemist's Insight so that we can rattle through our deck a bit more. As I said, DayC, I'll be streaming later. Check me out if you can. I'll be streaming Mythgard if you can. If not, catch me another time. View the VOD. I think you'll love Mythgard. I will definitely check it out, mate. Like I said, I haven't had the chance yet, but I would love to check it out. So yeah, I will. If you let me know what time you're on, I'll drop in and drop you a message. Chemist's Insight I'm going to play in response to this, just in case he decides to draw a counter spell from this. And I'm going to drop probably Cry into the bin. There we go, double Chemist's Insight. That's fine. We've managed to fill up our hand a little bit. Ross says, Day, quick one, entrancing melody. Not a clue. Let me look it up. What about it? Does it include the 2 mana used to cast, or is it X addition? Entrancing melody. Oof. Did he Nexus of Fate then? Yeah, he did. He went into Nexus of Fate. Entrancing Melody, it does not include the 2 blue, so it's converted mana cost X, so whatever you pay for X is whatever you get. It's also not X or less, be careful of that, it's not X or less, so you have to pay the exact amount for it, by the looks of it. Gain control of target creature with converted mana cost X. Usually those cards say X or less. He had nothing. That's good. We'll go into the second round. We know he's playing some sort of control deck. So we're going to take out Moment of Craving. We're going to put in Double Duress. We will probably take out Kaya. Although Kaya is pretty nice. You know, it's not perfect here. We'll put in the third Duress. And I think, do we get rid of Cast Down? I think we'll probably get rid of Cast Down here. We want to go 3 Thief of Sanity so that we can try and rip things out of his deck and start using them against him. And Mortify is pretty good against the enchantments. Absorb is good for countering spells. Cry the Carnarium can come out. We will probably go for... Let's go for Lyra. Lyra gives us like a second win condition that isn't just Teferi. Because he's playing blue and black, he may play, I forget what the enchantment is, but there's an enchantment in blue and black that only costs 3 that just lets you rip Teferi out of somebody's deck. So we have to have something in here to deal with that. Kaya's Wrath can come out, probably from Absorb. In fact, we might put Kaya back in. I think we go... Let's maybe go Hostage Taker. Put a Hostage Taker in there. Just the one. Just in case he plays like the big 6/6 again and we can ditch it. Yeah, let's do that. Sweet. So there's too many cards in this game for me. It's even being constructed to start to play it though, saying that there is 900 cards in Mythgard. Yeah, I think there's less than that in Standard. I'd have to check the rotation. It depends at which point in Standard you start. If you start at the start of a rotation, you're only going to have like 400-600 cards, but you probably got more than that towards the end of a rotation. We got enough stuff here, so we'll keep this. I play Magic because I've been playing it for 10 years, so you know it's good to keep up with a game that I really enjoy and one that's genuinely turning into like a realistically substantial esport competitor. We'll play Isolated Chapel here. Wow, must be a master. Not quite. No, I played a lot of 10 years was very casual, so. It took me a long time to really get into the side of competitive things, and I've only just started this season, so I'm sitting at a fairly low rank. What we're going to do is we're going to probably mortify this to get rid of it immediately, because he's got all of his mana down here, which means he's unable to counterspell. He's brought this in the same reason I brought it in for him. It lets me hit him 2 damage, flies over every other creature, and it lets me rip stuff out of his deck. Cheers, Hizaj, yeah, will do. Ross plays Magic. I forced him to. I did force him to because it's good. Everybody should play Magic. Right, we're gonna Thought Erasure, and we're gonna see what's in his hand. Ooh, he's got a little Teferi in there. Oh, yes! He's like, nope, that Teferi's going to the bin. Yeah, I will do, man. Thank you. Do you are you one of the developers or something like that? Because I know you've mentioned it a lot. What kind of like attachment do you have to the game, or is it just something that you're keen to promote and play? I don't know. I can't remember what you do for a day job. Sorry, I'm sure you've told me in the past. This is not very good. This is good. Well, it's okay. It's fine. We've got the lands to start us off. Keep this. Play/promote, but I as I says, play/promote, but I will probably be a mod/playtester for future content for it. As purple is the next stop for the game. Okay, cool. Sounds good. We'll keep that on top because we don't know what this deck is going to do yet. I like these new sleeves, these gold sleeves. Watery Grave comes up first. We might just pay the 2 life for the Hallowed Fountain. If he doesn't do anything turn 1. Yeah, he doesn't. He plays Guildgate. So he might be playing Gates. So we'll pay 2 life for this, and then we'll go search for his content immediately. Get that out there, start filtering cards, start looking at the top of our deck, and then hopefully transform pretty early on. Tithe Taker. Okay, it was good that we kept that moment of craving, because that's going to help us a lot. Not particularly interested in another land just yet. Need more stuff. More stuff is what I get. During your turn, spells your opponents cast cost 1 more to cast, and abilities your opponents activate cost 1 more to activate, unless they are mana abilities. Ah, okay, fine. Maybe we don't do this straight away then. Maybe we hit up the Glacial Fortress and throw a Thought Erasure out there. See what he's got. What's he got coming out next? He's got a Seraph there, which probably goes to the bin. Pitiless Pontiff. Sacrifice another creature, gains Death Touch and indestructible till the end of turn, fine. And another Tithe Taker. So I think Seraph probably goes to the bin here. We'll keep another Thought Erasure. We can do that on the next turn. Sure. Yeah, let's keep that, and then we can do Isolated Chapel, then we can play Thought Erasure and like a Moment of Craving or something like that on this turn, just keep our life up. When does this Cantilever Rotation Quarter? For 2019, I think, so it's this year. And when is Sparks released? Sparks released at the end of April, I believe. At least the pre-release is end of April. But I'm not entirely sure. Tithe Taker can go to the bin. Teferi, I guess we just grab. We just have to take Teferi, I think. Is this just when it dies? Afterlife 1, yeah, just when it dies. I'm going to throw this to the bin anyway now, even though it's going to bug me that he can swing straight away the next turn. It's not really much I can do about that. He gets the Afterlife, we gain 2 life. Just keeps us in the mix. Steve says, "Where's the DayC grimy beats?" I should put some on in the background, shouldn't I? Really? I've got some chill hop knocking around. Demand some Kano. Yeah, library, keep this. So this is probably gonna die. I think we haven't really got much else to play here. It's gonna cost us 1 extra. I'm not really too fussed about that. We'll see what else he does. We know this is a plains, he's got nothing else. Azar says, "Hey bro, no long time to speak. Shame about Artifact, the devs are clueless." I'm not entirely sure it's the devs that were clueless, to be honest. I think there was a lot of mismanagement in the beta phase, shall we say. Get rid of this. Oh, he's going to give it indestructible, isn't he? Ah, I should have gotten rid of this one. Oh, I need to pay an extra one. Cancel that. I can still cancel it. Get rid of this. Just so that my things aren't costing like a ridiculous amount on his turn. Okay, so he's got pretty hefty board state there. We get a board wipe, we're all good. Put this in the grave. It's a bit of a shame. Yeah, we might just fall here, unfortunately. If we get what's our blackboard wipe that we've got? The -2/-2. That gets around indestructible, so it doesn't matter how many things he sacrifices to it. He can it'll just kill it. Do we take this and play Teferi? We can save ourselves with Teferi. We might not get anything next turn. Sure, go with Teferi. We might as well. We can actually put this back to his deck. Indestructible doesn't really get around putting things back in the deck.
Let's slow this down.
That means he has to go. He can only do 4 damage total. Ooh, okay.
Only time will
Sure.
tell.
Ability still kicks off. He can still only do 4. Remember when Artifact was a thing? Yeah, Artifact 2, man. It's gonna happen. Okay, nice little board wipe here would be good. Save ourselves. I mean, if he doesn't play anything, then we're screwed. So we have to go again. That's not really what I wanted. But okay. Yeah, no, that round's gone. It's so hard to tell that because that absorb could have potentially saved us, right? He does 4 damage, but he plays something, we counter, we gain 3 life, we go up to 5, so we go back down to 1, we could get like a board wipe after that, but it's incredibly difficult to tell at that point what you're going to get off the top of the deck. You're probably better off risking it for a Cry of the Carnarium, something like that. So he did have Vraska's Contempt, but I feel like the negates aren't necessarily what we need to look out for there. We need lots of board wipe, we need lots of board clear, and we need heals as well. So let's dump the negates, keep our moments of craving, let's keep Kaya's Wrath in, Vraska's Contempt in, let's keep Kaya in, Cry of the Carnarium is good, and I think we drop 1 Thought Erasure because we're not too fussed about that. So we're down to 57. We can put in a couple of Bell Haunts, and should we just put all of the Bell Haunts in? I think we probably should. Yeah, I think we put all of the Bell Haunts in. I'd rather play these that can stop things on the ground than have to wait to go all the way up to 5 to get Lyra out. I think that's fair. I think it's fair logic anyway. He didn't really have much I wanted to steal with Hostage Taker, so let's go with that. Yeah, their approach was bad. And don't forget, like, Artifact still has some of the better mechanics in TCGs. It has a market, which is really good. The problem is the market was like it was downplayed by a lot of people in the community because of the entry fee. If you'd been an entry fee had been like removed, and it was just a market to buy cards, it would be insanely cheap in comparison to other card games that are out there. Even this one, like it's crazy cheap. Most people buy cards on the market for Magic. They don't buy into any intro packs or anything like that. It had a great tournament system. You know, there's a lot of stuff in there that makes sense. Just for automatically running tournaments. The problem is it didn't have a ladder, which is a shame. And the coin system was really good as well. They essentially made like an effective alternative to the Magic stack. Now we see the stack in effect here, but it's still relatively complex for a digital card game in comparison to something like the coin, which worked out really well. Okay, here we're gonna go as Kanto. And it was like a natural flow of progression when you were playing with the coin, in comparison to the stack where you have to physically stop the game, you have to make a decision. You know, let's keep that in the library. That gives us our board wipe, which is good. Yeah, that gives us our board wipe. What do we see? What are we gonna see? Ooh, he mortifies. Okay. Oh yeah, they did take a long time to do anything. I totally agree, Azaj. And they didn't communicate well at all. You know what I mean? They did not communicate at all. And you just can't do that in this day and age. Like, that might be the Valve way, but it's not the rest of the world way. And unfortunately, that means that you know, you're going to take a hit to your reputation if you do that. Especially if you don't deliver quickly enough. And that was the problem, was they took the same approach that they had to other games, where they say they don't mention anything and they just drop this massive patch. Unfortunately, the patches that they dropped didn't fix the core problems of the game. Seraphim Scales. Sweet. We'll mortify the ever-loving shit out of that. Oh, in fact, no we won't. Because Afterlife means when the creature dies. So what we'll do is we will probably Vraska's Contempt that. Get it out of the way. Because what it'll do is it'll exile the card rather than killing it, which means that the Afterlife shouldn't kick off. And it doesn't. There we go. We're going for an attack. Take 3. Taser. The creature dying causes triggered ability of a permanent you control to trigger, then that ability triggers twice. Creatures you control have vigilance and lifelink. Okay, he's got bigger creatures coming out this time, so let's kill this off. Ditch it. Go in for 3 more damage. Ross said, Jesus Christ, just saw the size of Wabbit's cake. God damn. I know. It's a bit mad. I think we get rid of this as well. We're just going to completely slow him down. Completely slow him down. Everything he does is going to be for naught. Okay. So we need to get rid of this somehow. Let's play our Glacial Fortress. Let's attack. Is that it? Oh. Let's do this blocker first. Done. Do a little combat trick. We don't get to do combat tricks much with this deck, so combat trick lets us gain 2 life and kills both of them. He does get the double trigger, but that's fine. We've got Akaya's Wrath. And the thing is, he can hit us for 2 now, but like he needs to keep a blocker up. So there you go. So we've gone all the way up to 25. He's hit us for 1. We've gone down to 24. We still have the. When it reveals the hand, you choose a non-land card from it. Oh, there goes the Teferi then. Teferi's gonna go. Yeah, fine. So we will. What we're gonna do here is we are going to try and go in for a hit. We can't block any of these guys on any planeswalkers that we put down. So we're going to use the power of this card to eliminate anything that comes down as a blocker. And we're probably going to put Kaya out. Kaya can take a hit from this. Let's go white, black, and then whatever. This comes down. Ross says there's no crumbs left blatantly. Yeah, there's. I think she'd taken a bite of the ice cream, and that was it at the time. It's like, I have to take a picture of this because it was enormous. So I think we go get rid of this. Get rid of this. Gain 2 life. So we kind of stabilised here. You know, we got plenty of stuff. We got another creature to play. It's going to be very difficult for him to knock down this. Knock down our Planeswalker with a 1/1 flying spirit. So. Ooh. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Fair enough. So you could do 3 to it. Sure. What else have we got? Oh. He's got no afterlife, so I think this is probably just a Kaya's Wrath in all honesty. We're not going to get through this with this Bellhaunt, so we'll go into tapped, we'll go Kaya's Wrath. Clear the board up, gain a life from our creature. +1 this. What else have we got in here? We can get rid of Mentor. And we can get rid of whatever this is.
Vanished. Funny, that's what I do.
Ross says, not sure of getting hooked and playing too much, but my free packs are gone for the week. Yeah, they're only weekly things. You know, there's if you want to get better, you got to keep grinding. You're gonna outplay the the weekly rewards. Right, we're gonna put this guy down so that we've got a little bit of pressure.
You're not welcome.
So our idea is that we're going to keep putting 2 cards in the grave. And we're going to get her up to 5, and then we're just going to nuke him. That takes us down to 8th, so he has to gain life on the next turn to not lose, essentially. Or in the next 2 turns, he's got to. Okay. Let's call her up. Let's put the Drowned Catacomb down. What's this? Creatures you control. Creature tokens you control are Vigilance of Lifelink. Okay, but that doesn't.
Your bags and hit the road.
Yep. So he realistically has to kill this turn, or he has to do some damage to it. And he has to gain life. Or he has to gain life. That has Afterlife 1. It does not have... Yeah, there we go. So we take the second round. That's good. What were we missing there? Were we missing anything? I felt like we did good. Kaya served us incredibly well. I think that was fairly good. I'm going to go for that again. We had a lot of tempo at the start, so we're just got to make sure that that happens again. We got the double black and we got the double Cry of the Carnarium. That suits me just fine. I wouldn't be surprised if we saw Duress come out here. We haven't got the white for the absorb, but hopefully that'll come out soon. There we go. Let's see what he's got. I think we do Drill Bit because Tithe Taker is going to die on the next turn anyway. Chemist's Insight can stay there. My idea is that I want him to put Tithe, yeah, I want him to put that Tithe Taker out. Oh, damn. Ah, I made a huge mistake there. Maybe I can bait him into another creature. Ah, there we go. Brilliant. That'll do. Let's play that. Yeah, cry comes out now. It's like perfect cry moment. It exiles, so it shouldn't trigger the afterlife. That works out super well for us. That kind of doesn't. We could use a removal spell, but it looks like we're not going to get one. I think what we do here is force him to discard and get our life back, so that even if he hits us... So what we need is yeah, we just need some removal really, so we can clear that up. Any kind of removal would be good, like single target removal anyway. Sure, I can't stop that anyway. Tithe Taker. It's not solar removal. See if I can bait him into blocking here. Sure. Wasn't particularly what I wanted, but... We can... Basilica Bellhorn again. He doesn't have any cards to discard, but we can gain the life. This keeps us alive. He's managed to stabilize pretty well here. What did he give it then? Vigilance? Ah, right, okay, so that's what he's doing. He's giving it vigilance constantly. We need... something. Sure. Oh, is he not blocking? No. Isolated Chapel. And then I think we take 4/5. We Chemist his Insight. And we can also hold up Absorb as well at the same time. Chemist his Insight may draw us into some kind of clearance. We have the board wipe, but we need to get rid of this first, or we need to bait him into hitting our guy so that it either kills the thing or so that it does enough damage so that we can Cry the Carnarium, kill it, and exile them all. This is where we do Chemist's Insight. See what we get, see what we get. There's our Mortify. Is this legendary? It is not. So we can go in on this. in attack phase it only does 1 damage. Sure, but we can clear this up with the Mortify now. Curse of Gold 3 is over. Did you get through it, mate? That's really good to hear. So we're gonna mortify this. And we're simply just gonna go straight in and kill this. Kill them all. We haven't got the mana up to protect this, but... Oh, here he goes for the zone mortifies. I'm gonna hold absorb mana up. That's why. Counter that, make sure he gets no more like momentum. Going to my turn. I'm gonna hold this watery grave in hand. I'm gonna hit him for 3 again. The reason I'm holding the Basilica Bell Haunt is that I know from the last game, or from the first game, that he has board wipes in there. So I don't necessarily want to blow all of my hands straight away. So what we're going to do is we're going to go Chemist's Insight. We're going to 1, 2, 3, 4. We're going to ditch the Watery Grave and we're going to see what we draw. We do draw a Kaya's Wrath. Man, he's drawn into 3 of those, right? Did I exile 1? I did exile 1. So he's drawn into 3. There's a Vraska's Contempt that comes out for us. That's really, really good because it stops the Afterlife kicking in. Also gains us some life. Boom. Yeah, he only had 1 left, but the thing is though, when you're in a tight spot like he was in there where he's playing off the top of his deck, a lot of the times when you get that level of momentum, you just completely blow them out anyway because they might not have the correct answers for you. Fortunately, Esper has a lot of answers, so not drawing into something to deal with that is very, very rare. Recollect, wow. Thanks, Wizards. If you're wondering, I'm saving my gold for the new set, War of the Spark, so I'll buy a few packs with that. Because War of the Spark is shaping up to be one of the most powerful sets, probably since Innistrad from what I've seen. Judging by the stuff that I've seen so far, it really gives me strong Innistrad vibes of when I used to play back then. Ross says, Sensei, why have you not advised me of this before? Do you mean about War of the Spark? Because the spoilers have only been coming out this week. And literally, because I've been so busy with work, I haven't really been able to like post my thoughts of it online or anything. This would be an amazing hand if we just swapped to a Search for Ascanta for a black land. That'd be great, but unfortunately, we do not. That will have to do. Stockpiling gold. I've only been playing a few days, but not stockpiling. This is just the first week. This is going to be a really tough game for us because we have not really got much early game stuff. We could use, if we get another white land, actually that wouldn't be too bad because we have the Kaya's Wrath to build into. I probably should have kept that one off the top. So he's playing Sultai, which if we let it get too big, it will just blow us out completely. And he is double downing on these things here. So we can get rid of this with Cast Down, which helps a lot. He goes for a tap land, he goes for Llanowar Elves, that's fine. He's going to attack, and we're going to Cast Down. and just nullify a lot of this damage. Get that into the graveyard. There is our Godless Shrine. We have nothing else to play, so we can put Godless Shrine at tap and not take the life. We have nothing else to play in the meantime apart from a negate, which we can already play with the lands that we have. Rather behind on draw as well. Ross says, yep. Yeah, we need... He's got something big coming out now as well, so this is probably his Dinosaur. Probably goes Dinosaur. Hydroid Krasis, big Hydroids. But we don't have to use our board wipe yet. We can do cast down on this and just ditch it. Because 2 damage to the face. What I'm hoping is that he goes, keeps the 2 Llanowar Elves up and then does Dinosaur on the next one. So negate comes out for Vivian. Has to come out for Vivian. We can't let that stick. She's going to go all out. We're going to go cast down. And get rid of that. We're only going to take 2. Watery Grave comes out here. Ideally, we want to Chemist's Insight at the end of his turn. So we can Chemist's Insight, draw 2 cards, go into the next turn. Hopefully, play something big, and we can just, like, you know. Oh, he's not going to play something. He's got 5 lands, so he's sacked the Llanowar Elves to the attack phase, which is fine, I guess. Make sure he can't play a creature when I play this Chemist's Insight. He might have a negate. He does not. Or, well, at least he decided not to use it anyway. Draw into 2 extra lands. There's another Watery Grave. We can play that. We're probably going to do the same thing, take 2 more damage, and then Chemist's Insight into it, use an island, and then see what we draw off our deck. Hinterland Harbour comes out, so he's got enough for his Dinosaur now. Sure. After this, fancied a quick 2-minute teaching session? Yeah, sure. Hallowed Fountain out. In his next attack phase, we will probably do a Vraska's Contempt just to get rid of one of these and just gain some life. Yeah, sure, okay. Vraska's Contempt probably comes out on that, I think. He's used all his blue, so he probably doesn't have any gate. If we go Vraska's Contempt on this. Exile that. Gain 2. Go up to 13. Teferi has to come out here, I think. He's got no negate mana, so we can put Teferi up to 5. He can hit it for 2, which is fine. If he takes 2 damage, it's okay. Oh, okay, fine. Yeah, sure. Yeah, take action. Let's put the... let's put the planes out.
Hurry!
Okay. fine. That filters our deck a little bit. That's all we want, really, isn't it? Okay, so he sticks another Llanowar into the bin. We take 2. Ideally, we want one of our other cards right now. What has he got in hand? I might draw an attack on a Teferi, so I'm going to waste another Teferi here, which probably isn't a good idea, but we'll see. Probably should have kept... I could have done Kaya's Wrath as well, and I missed that.
If you show remorse, I'll show
Damn. I missed that play. I didn't realise I had enough land out.
This is hardly my worst defeat. Hold that thought.
Oh, I didn't... I can play the Absorb now because of the untap from Teferi, but I can't. I can't believe I missed a ball ripe as well. I could have just cleaned that up on the same turn. That's a pretty bad... I hate playing against this deck. This is like my bogey deck. I can never get past it. I really struggle with it. This is getting absorbed like nobody's business. I don't want him getting any Hydroid Crisis or anything like that from the beginning or any of that nonsense. Right, so we can clean this up. And then we can go for our last Teferi. He might have another removal here, but I can't really do too much against it, to be honest. We will see. We will see. They have a lot of removal anyway, specifically for this, so... It's the Llanowar. There's the Chupacabra. Let's see what we get off the top.
You know what? I'm not done.
Board wipe, please. No, we seem to have drawn a ton of land. How many land? 1, 2... it's 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 land. Isolated Chapel, Search for Esconta. So we can do 3 to this now. Which he's probably going to. I can't really see how he doesn't. Otherwise it gets into removal territory. That hits the graveyard. We do not need another land. Transform this so we can dig through our cards. We really do not need another land. Let's dig.
Hurry!
We've got a negate. Let's perform this and see what we get. Vraska's Contempt does us pretty well here. We go into the next turn and we can untap our special land here so that we can use it again on the next turn. Ditch that. Gain 2 life. Takes us up to 11. And I wonder if we can also search. For a Mortify. This might leave us open. to a removal spell, but we will see. It did not. It's fine. He's got another branch walker there that he can use. Oh no, he's left it on the top of his deck, of course.
Let's skip to the good part.
Use this again. Take a moment of craving, because we can actually use it in a specific instance. So, we're going to take it in the hopes that we can actually use it. We are running out of cards. Just I can't remember how the triggers work specifically on this, so I'm going to get rid of it immediately. Watery Grave, fine. Kaya's Wrath, we kind of need that. What I'm going to do is I'm actually going to Thought Erasure here, so that I can Surveil for one. And what I'll do is I'll see what's on the top, and decide whether I want to keep it or not. And I do want to keep it, so I will then use his +1.
Keep up the pace.
To do that. And I think we probably go straight in for the Kaya's Wrath here, because we want to try and... actually, no we won't, no we won't, no we won't. We'll go in and we will dig again. Wait, cancel. We don't want that. We need a blue. So we'll go blue, white, black. There you go. Let's see what we've got. We can make use of Mortify later on, so let's go Cry. And then we go past the end of the turn. Untap this. Untap one of these. So we've got Kaya's Wrath for his dinosaurs. Everything else, yeah. Everything else we're fine on.
We need to move quickly.
On 7 cards, that's fine. We'll burn one of these because we don't need them. That's not correct, Dave. You need a blue for that. What am I doing? What am I doing? Go blue and black. 3 Thought Erasure, I know. Play Total Nothingness. Oh my god, man, if that still existed. Swear down. I don't really want to put any more cards into my graveyard, so I'm going to keep it on the top of the library, because otherwise we're going to start running out of cards. Ross says, don't you want to hold to know he's got one? Don't you want to hold till you know he's got one in, so that you can ditch his next crisis? Sure, but he'll probably play it immediately anyway. Our goal is to try and execute Teferi as well as we can. And we have the Negate and the Absorb up to protect it, which is good. What we don't want to do is overdraw on cards. We've got a hand of stuff. We don't want to, like, outplay ourselves by doing too much, because we have to remember that Teferi's +1. Like, actually does stuff. Let's put this down just so we can see what's on the top of the deck. I'm sure it does not matter at all at this point, but we need to +1 Teferi one more time as well, because we are running out of Teferis. So we need to be able to +1 him, then -8. So what we do is +1 him up to 9, then we -8 so we can start removing. And then once we've done that, we can keep +1ing him, and then we can get him back up to 3, so that we can -3 him and put him back into the deck. No, we need to get him up to 4, and then we can -3 him and put him back into the deck. How many in his deck versus yours? Sorry, I'm not sure which card you were talking about there, mate. Let me know which card you were talking about, and I will let you know. Our deck is pretty good against this. We still need negates, we still need absorb. Oh, game over, remaining cards. Yeah, I think I had like 20 something in. I don't know how much he had in. I think we're okay at this point. I don't think we need to pull out the basilicas just yet. I don't feel like we're doing anything particularly wrong. We need all of our board wipes in, we need all of our removal in to counter stuff, and we need the negates in to protect him from removal, to protect Teferi from removal. Yeah, sure. I mean, okay. We've got lots of land here. We've got Kaya's Wrath, we've got Kaya's Wrath mana, which is very nice. Don't think he can play anything within negate range early on. We're going to take a bit of a hit at the start. Any removal would be pretty good though. Oh, there's his negate. So he's keeping his negate at the top. That works out pretty well for us. We can play the Drown Catacomb, and we can play the Mortify, get that off before he gets within negate range. That just tempers the board state a little bit, so that if he plays a land and plays something big on the next turn, we just clear it, absolutely cut it off. This MG is loving giving you the land, isn't it? Yeah, I have a lot of problems with the land in this game. So we're going to take another hit from this the next turn. That's fine. We have nothing else to play in the meantime, but we could play a Chemist's Insight. So let's pay the 2 life. We can go down to 12. We can try and draw the negate out with the Chemist's Insight, you see, because we don't want him to counter the Kaya's Wrath. That's a bad time for us if he manages to counter the Kaya's Wrath. There's the Jade Light, so he's left counter spell mana up. Sure, he gets 2 lands out of that. This will almost certainly draw the negate, but it's fine because it hits the graveyard. Is he going to do it? He's not. Clever dude. Clever dude. I think that was definitely the right move. Godless Shrine comes in tapped. Because he knows that I have to do some kind of board wipe here to clean this up. But I can't, because he has the negate. If he makes a mistake and goes all out on the land base, or he just taps down a blue, then we're okay. We can actually get a board wipe in. But we need more lands. We don't need more lands, we need to be able to play this land, essentially. There's nothing I can do here. End of his turn, we might as well play a Chemist's Insight and see what we get. See if we get any land that we can play without damaging ourselves. Or see if we can draw the negate. We do not get any land without damaging ourselves. So we will... play 2. He might have double negate here. If he hasn't double negate, it's automatic. Just give up. Okay, fine. He's got a lot of stuff. Ugh, Vivian. Vivian. What are you doing to me, Vivian? So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's the wild growth. He's got no blue mana up, so I could Teferi and -3 this. Or just +1 it. This is really difficult. -3 to get rid of this.
I'm known for my excellent height. I'm not ready for this quite yet.
And then I'm going to rip something out of his hand. the other Vivian Reed. Put that to the bin. So he's going to get the creature now. But we might get, like, removal at some point soon to ditch it. Oh, he gets duress. Okay, that'll be Kaya. Kaya will go to the bin, I think. It's probably quite a tough choice, that, I suspect. Absorb. That is actually a really clever choice. This dude knows his games, man. He knows his plays. Yeah.
Hold that thought.
So another land.
Nothing phases me. Riddance to bad rubbish. I always survive. You'll see.
You'll see. We get to untap 2 with Teferi, so we'll go search for his counter. Play that. And go next. End turn. Untap 2. Particularly in hand. So I think I'm probably just -2/-2 this. So 0 damage. Ooh, that can hit the graveyard, we don't need that. Transform this. Another Glacial Fortress, it loves giving me land. These to the graveyard, that takes it to 4, to the exile, sorry.
Let's skip to the good part.
37 left in deck. We get an isolated chapel. Okay. We'll take a... we'll take an absorb, so that we've got something left in hand. And then we get to untap at the end of our turn. We'll untap this, we'll tap one of these. There's this Vivian. We knew she was coming out. It's a good job we took that. Go to the end of his turn and we'll play Chemist's Insight. There's our draws. He can't do this at the end of his turn, so Mortify is going to come out. Going to do this. Kill it dead. Go into my turn, untap everything, make sure that I'm all ready for the next phase of this battle. +1 on this, draw a card and untap some lands. There's our negate. We can +1 this.
Bags and hit the road.
Takes it to 6 rather. Can filter for stuff. I'll take a Vraska's Contempt just in case. Now we're gonna start being careful with the land, I think. Got something. There's the Duress. He can see the absorb, so let's try and bait him into playing Vivian. Takes up to 13. He might just slam Vivian down now. He does. There we go. Nicely done. Pass. Pass. Chemist's Insight. We've still got 30 left, so I'm going to go for this. Draw into 2 at the end of his turn. More lands. Big Chief Day, King of the Reeds. You know what? You get used to it, man. You get used to it. If you know he can see that card, you play that card and try and bait him into other kind of switcheroo plays, as it were. These 2 into exile. Gain 2 life. Got
We need to move quickly.
Was on 5 with him then? Yeah. Okay. We are in a good spot. Let's not overdraw. We still kind of need another board wipe though. We need another one of these just in case he has a dinosaur. I haven't seen the dinosaur yet though, so maybe he hasn't got it or he's not running it or something. pick something off the top. Absorb. The board wipe was there, but I want to make sure I've got a counter spell just to protect a fairy.
No time for a break.
Don't gain any life from that, but he goes up to 9. That's fine by me. Then we'll pass. The 10/10 trample isn't a freebie in one of the green decks. It's the 7/7 uncounterable hexproof trample, all of that good stuff. All creatures get +4. Okay, fine. Sure. No. I think we go to the end of his turn and then cast this down. Yeah, it's the one that has hexproof and is uncounterable and has trample and is a 7/7. It is a nightmare to get rid of, even in control decks. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start putting these in one at a time now, so I get more counter. Actually, it doesn't really matter. It's on 8 anyway. It doesn't really bother. So we can put these 2 in the bin. Drowned Catacomb to play. Fairy +1. It takes into 7. +1 on Kaya. Put these 2 to exile. Takes into 11. Because the thing is, even we're at the point now where even if he gets rid of Teferi, Kaya can like end the game. Pass. There he is. So we want to try and pick something off the top. Kaya's Wrath. So the Kaya's Wrath is extremely good against this. You know it's good when it gets its own animation. It's not 7/7, sorry, it's 7/6. But it can't be countered. It's got trample and it's got hexproof, which is nightmarish for control decks. Get rid. Go up 1. Drop a land. Put him into exile. So can't bring him back because they have recursion. They have graveyard recursion as well, which is a bit of a nightmare. Next. What are we on? 12. So end turn. Let's bring both of these back, and then we can ditch the planes. Oof, that gets absorbed, mate. Sorry, that has to be absorbed. We can't have you drawing cards. Not acceptable. Oh, it draws it anyway. Oh, no, I misread. Damn. I misread that. Damn. Can't believe I did that. Okay, so we're going to sack Kaya here, obviously. So we were going to sack Kaya -8, play Teferi, and then we can just, win. Gold 4, baby. There we go. And that leads us into a nice segue into us playing with Ross. Welcome back, baby. So we have played, like, what, 3 days of Magic and we've lost 1 game? Yeah, that's pretty good. Considering these take longer as well. They are much longer, and you have to keep your sequencing going quite... You have to keep it up quite a lot, so... right. Do you want to challenge me, Ross? Wait, we can Discord challenge? What makes Sultai Sultai? The namesake, how does it play? Sultai and Esper and all of these crazy like names that you see are... They're like... It's difficult to explain. Let me get the official explanation up. But they are colours that are aligned with each other that are a bit like the Guilds of Ravnica, but instead of using double colour, they use tricolour, right? I think they represent shards of planes or something like that. So if I do Sultai here... Yeah, so they are clans. They are clans. These clans... they existed... in Tarkia. Sultai existed in Tarkia. I thought it was earlier than that. But yeah, they're essentially clans. Oh, sorry. I thought you wanted to play. Sorry, mate. That's fine. So you said what I was going to ask was, what makes Sultai Sultai the namesake? How does it play? It's very kind of... How does it play is kind of a difficult question to answer. So back in Khans of Tarkir was when I first played Sultai as well. I didn't realise that it was, you know, it was part of that set. I thought it was earlier than that. But I played with a creature called DayC, which resurrected things from the grave. And there was like an artifact called a whip. I forget what the name of the whip was. And you would use it to bring something back from the graveyard, give it haste, and then you would attack straight away. But what you would do is you'd fill your deck full of enter the battlefield triggers, so that you would dump loads of things to the deck, loads of big things to the graveyard. You would play something like the Whip or DayC, and you would like resurrect stuff and smash people in the face with huge stuff really early. There isn't really a particular like play style, but the one that you see in the meta at the moment is like a mid-range deck, so they play good value creatures. Yeah, so you won't see a card called Sultai. It's a clan. Generally, when you see like a multitude of colours named as like a brand or like branded with a name, something like that, it is usually a clan or, you know, something that is like in lore kind of thing. So it's very easy for people to recognise that name across sets and all that kind of stuff. And it usually takes on the name of whatever comes first in those colours, like all the way back till, you know, alpha or beta, whatever. Yes. So Ross says, like you said, Izzet Drakes had Drakes, so it made sense. It did, but you could have just called it Drakes. The fact that you call it Izzet Drakes, Izzet is a clan on Ravnica. It is a red and blue aligned mana clan on Ravnica. And because the deck is red-blue, you give it an identity of its colours, and then you give it it's like a sub-identity of, well, we mostly focus around Drakes, and, you know, Niv Mizzet's a Drake as well, so we'll put him in there, and all that kind of stuff. So it kind of narrows the deck name down, and it's good, especially for when you're playing in tournaments. People kind of know what to expect from that deck. Commentators know what to expect from that deck, and most people will see your deck list at some point or watch you playing at some point as well. So there's no need to hide it realistically. I know back when I used to play Hearthstone, there was because you only ever played warrior, or you only ever played like priest, and you would bring 3 different decks of 3 different, hero types. You might have like a multitude of different kinds of priest decks or loads of different kinds of warrior decks. Like I remember when I was playing, there was like legendary warrior and there was an aggressive warrior as well. So you would just call it warrior, or you would just give it a stupid name so that people didn't know what to expect from your deck because they shared a lot of cards, and you don't really need to do that in Magic. Once decks hit the meta, the lists are out there, people know what to expect, and people know the likelihood of you being able to play those colours in that deck. Yeah, Armor Warrior, Dragon Priest, all of that kind of stuff, yeah. And you would just, so there's Dragon Priest, and there was like a pure control priest deck as well, which used like mind control and things like that. So you would control, mind control, take their big creature, hit them in the face with it. But you wouldn't call it mind control priest in a tournament. You would just call it priest. So they didn't know what to expect. But yeah, you don't need to do that with Magic. Right, let's go in for another. I'm going to jump at probably like 5 o'clock, something like that, because the Grand National is on, which is a big Scouse tradition, so I want to make sure I get on there. So we actually have 2 check lands here, but I do have a swamp that I can use with them. So I'll play the swamp first, then the Drowned Catacomb, so I can go into Thought Erasure. I haven't got another blue for my absorb, but hopefully I'll get one. If I get a shock land off the top, I might play that. So play swamp first. That allows us to play these 2 untapped. There's the Hallowed Fountain. Doesn't really matter at this rate what I play, so I'll play this. Play Thought Erasure. What have we got? Hydroid Crisis and Thief of Sanity, which is going to play next turn. This needs more to actually be worth it. I don't like this. This is going to go. I don't like the fact that that exists there. Even though Hydroid Crisis is mega, I could still need... It's still not a massive threat early on. Give me 20 to 30 to go shop for dinner, then I'll give you a challenge. Yeah, no worries, mate. 20 to 30, that'll take us to about 4:30. Yeah, cool. Sounds good. Do we want to play as counter here? And risk the... What else can he do? I don't think he can do anything. I'm going to play this thing. Can't do anything there because you can play this for 2, but like, who cares? Okay, he's gonna do it. He's gonna do it. That's fine. I can keep that there. Isolated Chapel takes us to 5. He's tapped out, so we could just go to Fairy and -3 this bad boy. I think we don't. I think we hold up Chemist's Insight and absorb. Hey Wascals, how's it going? Or Shireen, as I know you. It is going good. We are gold 4 now, so we've done well. I'm just trying to figure out what I need to do next. I think I'm going to go to Fairy. And just -3 him and get to Fairy out and make sure he has something that he actually has to deal with.
I won't hide from the bull. Reverse.
Put it back in. Deal with that again later. Doesn't matter whether he draws a bunch of cards or not. I just want to delay until they get all of my board wipes out. Shreen says, I still feel like I ate too much cake. Glad it's going well. Ross was just mentioning your cake earlier. Oh, he's got another one. Okay, so he's going to draw all the cards. We keep this on the library. I think we go for a +1.
Keep up the pace.
See what we get. Isolated Chapel is good. That lets us keep up our absorb mana, and when we can play Mortify, wedge it into this kind of this gap. Yep. I'm playing around potential negates here. I'm expecting negates. He plays a lot of sideboarded stuff straight off the bat, which is interesting. He's still going to get the effect from this, but that's not my concern right now. I need to counter it so he doesn't get the creature and he can't hit Knight to Fairy. Yes, we're going to keep that there. This one.
We need to move quickly.
Get some stuff. We've got 4 lands left. We can go Thought Erasure, black blue. See what he's got. He's got Biogenic Ooze. He's got lots of stuff. Lots of stuff. Sacrifice any number of lands, search your library for up to that many land cards and put them into the battlefield tapped. Okay, fine. Biogenic Ooze can go. This can hit the... I'm going to keep that actually because I kind of need another blue land. Hit end of turn. Bosh bosh. That cake was humongous. It was. We didn't even ask for like a cake that size. It wasn't intended to be a cake that size. They must have just had like one slightly larger than normal slice left, and then they decided to try and like match it with with what's her name, with the ice cream. I'm going to respond to this with a Chemist's Insight. Try and draw a negate. Oof, not quite, not quite. So he shuffles 3 target cards in, draws a card. Sure. That can go to the graveyard now, we don't need that, we've just drawn a land. We can... +1. See what we get.
Let's skip to the good part.
Hallowed Fountain enters tapped. Then we will Thought Erasure. What's he got? Special every card put into your hand. Yeah, put that into the bin. We don't want to give him that. Fine. Yeah, we'll take Chemist's Insight. Tap 2. So that'll give us 4 for Chemist's Insight. It leaves us 2 up to try and find something to kill this thing with. Sure. Chemist's insight. What do we get? Nothing, just more Chemist's insight.
Stop that. Now.
Stop it. Oh man, he got another one. Wait, from outside the game. Oh my god, so he's got like something from his sideboard here. Transform this. Glacial Fortress. What do we draw? Be some removal and not land. It's not land. We'll use this as sacrifice material for a Chemist's Insight. We're going to look at the top. We're going to pull Vraska's Contempt off the top because we actually have a counter spell in hand which we can use. Sure, that's... Oh, it can't be countered. Okay. Ew. That's nasty. We do 1, 2, 3, and that only leaves us with 3 left. Okay, fine. I mean, yeah, sure. I mean, that'll be the card that he's pulled out of his deck, right? This now. Yep. How much cards have we got left? 35, so we're still doing okay. What's he gonna do? What is he going to do? Has he left? He can't bring it back to his hand. He'd have to discard 3 to bring it back. Even out of exile, he'd have to discard 3 to bring it back, and that probably isn't a strong idea, to just dump your whole hand, no matter how big it is. It's not me, is it? No, it's him. He's roping, not me. He's used his timeout. Second timeout. This is his last one. I wonder if he's genuinely gone or whether he's just trolling me. Sure. Guess we take it. Do we only get 2 wins in gold? It seems very highly inefficient. I thought you would get... Oh, well, to be fair, no, we get 4 in, like, bronze and silver, don't we? So I guess 2 wins in gold makes sense. You only get 1 in best of 1, so... How was the trip home, Shireen? Or are you still on the train? At home with the doggos. Good, good. Oh God, have I been playing for that long? What time is it? It is, it's 4 o'clock. Wow. Didn't even realise it'd been going that long, to be honest. Okay. Not a great opening hand. No real lands to speak of. A blue and a black gets us started on Thought Erasure, but again, not really too much. However, 1 land gets us to Mortify. Right, I'm going to keep this. This is probably pretty bad, though. I'm going to keep that land on the top there. So, I think we go second, so we will draw the Godless Shrine. Then we will... So we'll put that out tapped. Then we can play the island, then we can play Thought Erasure, dump something from his hand. We're going to take a ton of damage because he's playing mono red by the looks of it. One for Ross, who I think might have gone now. I think he's gone to the shop. Light up the stage. So, you know, Pyromancer, Wizard's Lightning, Experimental Frenzy, another light up the stage, Goblin Chain Whirler. He doesn't have the 3rd land for Chain Whirler, or for... he can play another light up the stage, but I think it's Pyromancer I want to get rid of, really. That's actually going to go to the bin because it's too slow for me at the moment. And I have one in hand. That feels really painful to put a Teferi to the bin, but we have to do what we have to do at this point. He can play one of these here, so play Firebrand, I think, from his exile. Oh no, he's going to do light up the stage, so he can I can play the other land, then he can play the Firebrand. I'm just going to go for the shock. Okay. I think we're going to go for another Thought Erasure. We're going to try and dump some things out of his hand again. I think... Goblin Chain Whirler probably goes. Keep land on top, because that's blue. Gone for the 3rd light up the stage. Wow. So you can play Skewer, Lightning. Yeah, you can do all of that good stuff. Can't really take the 2 damage from this just yet. Yeah, sure. So he's going to get the Spectacle, which is quite irritating, but we will get rid of something, at least. He's not going to go for 4th, is he? He's going to go for Skewer. Okay, fine. Catacombs. So we need to start countering his stuff here. It can only hit me for 1 on board, but I can gain 3 off the absorb, so there's no point in me going all in on Teferi yet. So I think this not only nullifies the 3 damage, but gets it out of the way. It goes up 3 damage. So we can nullify this. Okay, we nullify this. We gain 3. Cancel that. Playing the wrong lands. Can't play black. Sure. We can actually play both of these on the next turn, which is good. Sure, I will take 2. You know what it is, just take another Wizard's Lightning to the face. What's it? 5. We're going to go for this. He might have enough in the next turn to do something about this, but I want to draw a card. Can also do +1 and put 2 of my lands up, which is good.
Hold that thought.
Sure.
Time for plan B.
Gets it in before I can counter, which is probably a smart idea. Yeah, no, that's not going to happen. Counter that, gain 3 life, go back up to 10. We will play our City Chapel, and there we go. Right, cool. Okay, so we need to be really careful of all those little creatures and stuff. We need to make sure that we've got as many counter spells in as possible. We could even put Duress in, but I think a lot of our deck sort of caters to it anyway. Kaya helps so much as well, so yeah, I think we just stick with that. Negate is obviously still quite big. Cast down, Moment of Craving, Cried Canarium. We still got the Kaya's Wrath in there. Yeah, fine. Let's go. Fine. Gives us lands and stuff to play. Nice, more removal. Did we play a turn 1? It's got the Runaway Steamkin. Whenever you cast a red spell, put a counter on it. Yeah, sure. Isolated Chapel. Can we just get rid of this immediately? Just so we don't have any like mind games with counters and stuff, and he doesn't do like a bunch of spells in response to what I was planning on. I've got 3 lands already. Wow. Okay. Light up the stage. Goes again. Tapped on that one. So we just take as little life as possible. Sure. Got haste on this, yeah, yes. Fortunately we've got two lands up. Gives us cast down mana. Let's just put that into the bin. Goes the shock. And then another one. Another... Oh, no, it goes to the pyromancer. Okay. Yeah. We'll go for that. Try and kill it. Sure. This is experimental frenzy. Ooh. Okay.
Let's see how you manage.
Sure. Right, so we need to get rid of this with Vraska's Contempt. Ditch that. Go away.
Nice work out there.
He's got 6 mana anyway, I don't think he really needed that, to be honest. Need to get rid of this pretty badly. Mortify would be great off the top here. Filter those cards. To do 4, and then we still have 2 cast down mana left up. Sure. He might win this, he might have just accelerated beyond what I can deal with. Yeah, we have to do something. We get a negate, we do not get to negate. Damn it. Damn it. Okay. Kill that dead. Now we can do Thought Erasure on the next turn and see what we get, and we can also... Yeah, that helps a lot. What's he got? Wizard's Lightning. Cry the Canarium actually deals with that Pyromancer when it comes out.
Didn't see a door, so I let myself in. He vanished. Funny, that's what I do. I dare you.
Triple Experimental Frenzy. Okay, so we're definitely playing stuff off the top of the library. finish that. The light at the stage. He is ploughing through this deck. Lava runner. Yeah. So you can hit this for 2. Mentor. Sure. I can clear all this up, so he has to hit me, really. Really shouldn't be going for me. Oh, no, he can. Right, okay. So he can do that. That's fine. Oh, okay. The double shock off the top. Well, it does leave a lot of burn out of his deck. It's going to be tough, this. It's gonna be really tough. Just take 3. We do have the counter spell that gains us 3 life back. That's really, really strong. How many shocks are in there? Okay, yeah. Take the 2. It really depends on what he's got. Because he wants to play this wizard. I know he wants to play this. Can't do anything about that, so I'm going to have to counter it. I am very surprised they didn't just weave another spell in there, if I'm honest.
Prepare to burn.
Second Jaya. Sure.
Want to see what
Did he
a
double
master
+1
is
that? What am I
capable of?
missing here? Hit me for 2. So he plays that, hits me 2, hits me for 3. Don't think I can save this one. He just needs 1 burn spell and that's it. That's all he needs. He's still got 17 cards left. He's been through like his entire deck. Sure.
I'm just getting warmed up.
He must have this, right? Yeah, there we go. That was like nigh on impossible for me to win. He just accelerated way too fast for me. I think we take one of these out and put another absorb in. Absorb seems to work really well. I'll have to do. I've just got to be quicker than him. And that is really hard to do against Mono Red. Like, he got all of his lands out straight away, but in the first game he choked quite a bit, so we'll see what happens here. I mean, that'd be great if I had another land. Okay, let's take that. Let's see what we can build into it with. Doing a watery graveyard first, then glacial fortress, then go into search for his counter. Depends whether he plays a turn 1 thing or not. He's kept 7, so he's got a good opener. Probably shouldn't have kept his land on the top. Yeah, there you go. He's got a perfect open. I knew he would. But we need this out, and we need it out now. So that we can see what cards are on the top. We've got our 5 lands. We don't need anything more. We just need spells, 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 spells. That's graveyard. We've got absorb. So we've got absorb mana. We can actually do something. I'm going to take 2 and see what he plays, because I'm sure he has something. Yeah, okay. I mean, sure, yeah. Okay. Damn, those Steam kids, man. Those Steam kids. Jesus Christ. Okay. No, we need things to kill things with now. Like, we can't wait any longer, really. These are both wizards, so it doesn't really matter. We're gonna lose. I don't think I've got enough left. He's managed to burn me down incredibly quickly. Moment of Craving gains us 2 life and gets rid of that. Let's do that. Do that first of all. What's he got? Lights up the stage. Needs to spend all his mana on it. That was good. Good for us anyway. He gets the lightning out. Deals 2 damage. What have you got? Keep that on library. Transform this. It's got us to 4, so we're going to get at least 1 turn of Teferi. got a cast down to protect it if something hits the field. That is just horrendous. So we have to -3 this, really. Yep. We can actually dig a bit here. Let's see what we get. A negate. We can hold a negate up. We can go to a shrine this. We can -3 this.
You need to slow down.
Yeah, we can hold a negate up. That'll do it. Do something anyway. We get counterspell. Sweet. And we can +1. We can dig into the deck. Means we can protect ourselves against the Jaya. Yes, nice. Wow. I genuinely thought you was going to get to Jaya there. Never give up. Always stick around for those, even if it's like you're on 2 life like that. It's only the last life that matters. Whoop. You know, we are doing well. We haven't lost a game all day. We've lost 1 round. We haven't. We've lost 1 game since Monday, so we're doing quite well, which is good. Which is good. We've done quite a bit today. I was hoping Ross would be back on for his challenge. He wanted to challenge me. He is in the chat. There yet though, by the sound of it. Right, let's get another game in. Ooh, we are going to mulligan that. Oh, we are going to mulligan that as well. Keep that. The only way was Essex is back. You're alright, mate. I was just asking about you. I was going to get you in to do your challenge that you wanted to do. But it doesn't matter too much at the moment. I'm gonna pay 2 for this, so that I've got my checks, and then I can do Thought Erasure. Let's see what comes of this. Okay. J Light Ranger goes. It's like one of the hardest hitting cards they have. Wild Growth Walker was always going to pull out there. Round Catacombs. Let's do another Thought Erasure. Really slowing down. Case of Stella and a bottle of Southern Comfort. Good stuff. We have a negate for Vraska's Contempt, so we'll get rid of the Branch Walker. We can use this cast down on the Wild Growth Walker. The Chupacabra doesn't really matter too much because we're not going to put any creatures out. We don't do creatures here. We're not big fans of creatures. Grand National Business is thirsty work, yeah. Have you got any bets on, mate? I've got me and Shireen have got a few bets on today. My dad's just been texting me. He's bet on all the races across the day, and he's got like first and second in at least 2 of the races already. So I've got I've got to make a lot of money back in the 515 to actually do anything with it. To actually like catch up with him. Okay, so pass. He's going to try and hit us with this. We're going to get cast down. Kill it off. Boom. Nah, nothing for you. Oh, unlucky, mate. Unlucky. Bit of a wonky land setup for this guy. He's doing alright. He's got double green, though. He's got double green, double blue, double black, so it's not too bad. And he's got folly. Wonky reference. Oh, my turn. Yeah, go. Right, we've got 5 for Teferi, but we know he has a way to kill Teferi, so we're not going to do anything with that yet. Memories of our wonky raids? Yeah, man. Oh, the wonky raids. Okay, so he's going to pull that back. Plays Jade Light. So, Hostage Taker main deck. Oh yeah, they do play Hostage Taker main deck, don't they? That's nasty. Can we have something to remove that, please? Is that enough to protect a fairy with? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No, we need one more. Yeah, we need one more. Do we take the hit for 4? We have to, because even if we put him down, he just clears it and hits us for 4 anyway. So there's no need for me to really do anything. I can wait another turn to see if whether I get another land and whether I can actually protect this. So what I can do is neg 3 it, put it back to death, and then negate the thing. That will do. Yeah, and then negate this Vraska's Contempt.
This isn't a fight you can win.
It isn't a fight you can win. Mono red matchup, love it. Yeah, we just played mono red then. We did win, just. It's we won, but we won when we were on 2 life. It is hard to play against. Sometimes it could just be so explosive. So he needs another thing. We also need things. Okay, I'm surprised he didn't play his Chupacabra there.
We need to move quickly.
Go for Kaya.
I'm gonna make you suffer.
I know he has stuff. Do I want to get rid of the stuff? I'm going to get rid of this, for sure. And I'm going to get rid of this. Because those two can be really, really strong. Oh, yeah. Good. It's good that you know how to play it a lot better. That is good. Sure, Daylight Ranger on the top. What else has he got? He's got a land. He's going to go Chupacabra. He's not. We are going to +1 this. Get rid of these. Sirens outside my house, and I can hear those. Oh, the double Kaya's Wrath for the protection. Brilliant. That just means whatever he puts down next, which will probably be all of this lot, we can just clear it. The Jade Light comes down. Here we go. Assassin's Trophy, great. So we lose one of our Planeswalkers in the next turn, unless we get some kind of counterspell. There's the Ravenous Shore. Oh, there's a counterspell off the top. Yes. I want to gain 2 life each turn. Actually, it doesn't matter. I'm going to put both of those in, and then these are going to die, and then I'm going to put both of them in anyway.
You know what? I'm not done yet.
You know what? I am not done. Kaya's Wrath. We'll go white, black, white, black. There we go. But you had something to kill Teferi. Okay. So we're going to see tons of Duresses. Oh, this matchup, man. I hate this matchup so much. Everything else I can deal with. This matchup, hate it. I think we drop a negate for an absorb. So we've got 4 absorbs in. It's just, mate, I just can't deal with this matchup at all. We're going to keep all of our board wipes in. We're going to keep the Moment of Cravings in. I kind of want to put Lyra in. I kind of want to put Basilica Bellhaunt in. We're going to ditch Moments. I'm going to ditch Negate. And I'm going to go Hostage Taker. Might be really good. So we can take things off them. And then I'm going to get... I'm going to get a Basilica in there. Or do I want a Lyra? No, I'm going to put a Lyra in there. She's way more effective as a one-off. Okay, double Hostage Taker. Take all these creatures, yeah? Kaya's Wrath for clearing. Vraska's Contempt. Blah, blah, blah. We've got 4 counter spells in there anyway. That should be enough, really. Which matchup have we got? It's Sultai, mate. Sultai's incredibly popular. Because even though it's not necessarily the easiest to build, it counters like the most matchups by far. No black for this, so I'm going to mulligan. Right, we just have to take this. Because we're nearly into absorb mana there. If we get a black source, which is off the top, we get the black source. That's great. Wow, he's going to take the Thought Erasure. He might take Teferi immediately. No, he's not. He's got double Duress. I bet you he's got double Duress. I'd put money on it. Oh, there we go. Double Duress. There goes the Teferi. Teferi's out of hand now. Imagine putting 4 Duresses in from your sideboard and getting 2 of them in your opening hand. How good would that be? Oh, you went for the Absorb? It's quite interesting. Sure. I can actually play Kaya here and exile this. One mana permanent. That works out well. No Branch Walker. Okay, so we need some removal off the top realistically. Okay. Yeah, sure. She's going to hit it for 3 anyway, so we might as well just dump these. No creatures in there because the Llanowar got exiled, so Murphy gets a free hit on Kaya. He doesn't have to waste his Vraska's Contempt, he's stabilized pretty much. I'm actually going to play this because he knows I have it. And I know he can't do anything about it for like 2 turns at least. So I'm going to put this back to like 3 from the top of his deck. And then I'm going to try and draw into an Absorb. But I've already ditched one, so the likelihood is it's probably not going to happen. Oh, okay. Sure, why would I not take that action? Put a Swamp out. Then we've got a bit of removal there. He doesn't know anything left in our hand. He doesn't know what's going on. We're about to know what's going on in his, though. What's he got? What has he got? Hydro Crisis, Vraska's Contempt, Assassin's Trophy. So he's got 2 of these to get rid of Planeswalkers with. It's going to be very tough to get through these anyway. Hydroid Crisis, though, I want to remove. Chemist's Insight I can do. I just don't want him getting any of that, like, kind of momentum. Maybe I should have gotten rid of Vraska's Contempt, actually, because then I could have just removed Hydroid Crisis on the next go. Sure. No, he's got another Vraska's Contempt anyway. Oh, he dumps it to the bin. Okay. I can... Yeah, I have to get rid of this now, I think. Because otherwise, on the next turn, I will not get Chemist's Insight, so I'll have to use this instead. I'm going to pass. We're going to, at the end of his turn, we're going to Chemist's Insight. He's finally getting his lands together. Pass. Chemist's Insight. Bosh. There we go. Got 2 lands. Wonderful. No lands for him. All the lands for me. No lands for him. Play this. And I'm going to dump Hallowed Fountain at the end of his next turn. There's his 5 lands, so he's good to go on whatever comes out. Let's see what we get. Cycle through some more cards. More lands. So we've drawn 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 12 lands so far. We'll put them all out just in case. My Kaya's Wrath are completely useless at the moment because I have no idea, like, what he's actually going to do. More lands. Hopefully I just hit a stack of like spells now. think you've discovered the key to playing versus Esper with mono red. What do you think you've discovered, mate? This could be a negate. Gift to Fairy. Oh, what's he gonna do? Now we know he can play these two at instant speed, so it might have just been choking for that, but I thought he might have had... we may bait something out with this, you know. This might come out and it might bait out that Assassin's Trophy. If it does, that's actually not the worst thing in the world for us. Oh, he's not going to. He's going to let it transform. No, he's not. There we go, there we go, there we go. Yeah. So we can take that action. We can actually filter another land out of our deck. So one basic left. Yes. I mean, I can force him into trying to do something against this. Or I can wait for a counter spell. Should probably wait, right? More land. Give it all to me. We've got 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and we've dumped a bunch to the bin as well. Yeah. Let's build a barn. Well, I'm guessing he was Esper. He went white, blue, white, black, white, blue land. Yeah, that's Esper. With a negate for shock, but I had 3 on board. Yeah, that's definitely Esper. More land. Sure. Being really patient here. Oh, he draws 2 land off the top. So he's hit his stack of land now. Apparently my stack of land just never ends, but... I'm actually going to take a hit from this and try and bait out something on his next turn. I want him to go, right, I've got loads of lands now, play loads of stuff. But it looks like he's not going to. That's fine by me. I get a Mortify which I can use in the next turn. I don't have to waste a Kaya's Wrath. And your match straight after is Esper. Yeah, it's popular deck, man. Popular deck. You're gonna have to find a way around it, I think. Got 29 cards left. We've been through tons of stuff. We've still got 3 Teferis left. So I might play Teferi here, then Lyra.
Trust me, you'll thank me later.
There's the Rascal's Contempt. That's good for us.
No time for a break.
Chemist's Insight. We'll play Lyra. Untap 2. Oh! Come on, counter spell. Oh, not quite. Not quite. Damn. We haven't got any basics left. It's very irritating. Sure, we'll take that. Actually, yeah, gotta put that in. Play hostage taker. We'll just take control of it and then just play it straight away, so we've got something to play. Sweet. Thief of Sanity. Of course he has Thief of Sanity. And we get another land. Let's see what we get. We must have exhausted all of our lands by now. We must have. Or at least come close. Sure, that does the trick. Yeah. Pass because they don't do any damage this turn. Oh, I should have put his counter down. Okay, fine. I can actually filter cards. Wow. We just got a deck full of lands. He had so much stuff as well, so much removal. Yeah, drop that in the grave. Got the counter spell. We needed Teferi, really, and we need it now. Hey dog, I heard you like lands. Yeah, we have a lot. Like, this is way too much. Shouldn't. Fine. You know what? Fine. I'll take it. I'll take the victory. Popular meta as fuck, yeah. Yeah, it is meta as fuck, mate. I was playing Esper before it was popular. Not this specific list, but yeah, I was. Close to doing what he was doing right now. Smashing that exit button. Surrender. Did you want to do... let me just check the time. Oh, I am going to go off and watch the Grand National now, I think, because it's on in 20 minutes. So I'll try and get on a bit later, and we'll do some more progression, or we can do challenges if you want, Ross. It's up to you, really. Ross says he's got Teferi up and he won't let me get anything on board. Yeah, I mean, I think unless you've got something targeted in your deck, if you've got something in your deck you think you can get through within a reasonable amount of turns before he gets Teferi's emblem out, then stick with it. If he has Teferi's emblem out and you don't feel there's anything targeted at Teferi that you can use to win, just ditch it and move on with your life, because it's just like, you could be sitting there for like 200 turns, you know, like not actually really doing anything, and he'll just mill you out one by one. He'll just go there, yeah, you know, you'll draw a card, he'll remove a card, you'll draw a card, he'll remove a card, and that's great if you want to sit there and do it, but I would just, unless you've got something specific in there to counter it, just surrender and move on to the next one. Especially with mono red, you can smash games out. Like, you can earn that win back in like a quarter of the time. Right, guys, thanks for coming out for the stream. He's got 20 cards and I have 37. Yeah, that's probably about right. But we've done all his card draw. 20 cards could be worth it. 20 cards could be worth it. But, well, if he's stabilised with Teferi, he's never going to deck out, because what he'll do is he'll plus it up to 9, minus 8 it, plus it back up to 4, and then he'll minus 3 on itself and put it back into the deck. Then he'll draw it, and he'll put it out, and he'll minus 3 itself and put it back into the deck. And he'll keep doing that until you run out of cards. However, with 37 cards, you could potentially get enough stuff through to eventually win. But if he's embleming, he's just, you're not going to have any lands left, so you can't play anything. So I would probably, like, I would probably, like, just cancel it and, you know, run off and do another game. Right, I'm off. Cheers for coming out, guys. Appreciate it. I'm gonna try and get on a bit later as well. Do a second stream of the day. If not, I'll get on tomorrow, and we'll play some more Magic. See you guys.